Start off by explaining dropping bombs. So this workshop is designed to help you on your first very important Vegas customers, top 5 MAC customers, your best of best customers. We want to be selling the bigger sets. And when I say dropping bombs, we're not teaching you to sell anything big. In fact, these sets aren't big. They're very popular. So dropping bombs is not referring to size of order. Dropping bombs is referring to pace of hitting promotions. When you drop bombs, you're hitting 1, 3, 6, 10, 20K faster by doing this versus selling average orders or smaller sets. Okay, so just mentality is number 1. Number 2, I think it's really important to remember and play the averages. You know, right now the national average, if you just look at the numbers, gets you down to about $175 in income based on 10 appointments, 6 sales, and the results from that. Here in our current division, we're experiencing some higher results in other divisions across the Eastern region as well. And then for the high flyers, for the students that are taking the training the most seriously, the ones that are really sticking to the script, showing enthusiasm and really following best practices, we're seeing an average of 800 plus in income first weekend. But the biggest key right now, and we talk about this in our training often, is the number of appointments you complete between now and your Monday advanced training is the key. Getting 10 or more is the key. I'll say it again, getting 10 or more completed, not set and a few cancel or reschedule, 10 or more completed by your Monday advanced training, whatever time that is, that's the key. So let me start off very quickly by covering the 3 most popular sets that we're going to try and sell more so than not. The Homemaker, the Signature, and the Ultimate. Okay, the plus 8, 10, and 12 refers to how many table knives are at the bottom, and that's what the company refers these to. That's how the company refers to these sets as, right? Homemaker, Signature, and the Ultimate. Okay, now at the top, I want to share with you, moving forward, if you want to drop bombs, we don't call them the Homemaker, the Signature, Complete. We refer to them as the Basic, right? The Basic, real small, the Basic, the Medium, and then the Complete. Okay. The first thing I think it's important to understand on how to sell the Basic, these 3 sets, is to understand that the Basic is the base model. So the Basic is 7 knives, 2 forks, and a spatula. Itty bitty basic, real small. Okay. The Medium is just the basic set plus 3. Okay. And really it's just, again, it's just the basic set plus 3 more knives, right? Mrs. Jones, the basic set is just 7 knives, 2 forks, and a spatula, right? Just to get, if you don't even cook. And the medium set is just 3 more knives. Okay, I say it one more time so you understand. Mrs. Jones, the basic set, it's really for people who don't cook at all. It's the set that has 7 knives, 2 forks, and a spatula. You downplay it. And the medium set just has 3 more knives. Okay, so that first part is important to just really minimize how big the Homemaker is. It's a basic. And to minimize how big or how much bigger the medium is, it's just 3 more knives. Okay. So just to clarify, those 3 knives are the Hardy Slicer, the Sentoku, and the cheese knife. So there are videos that can explain these knives, and there's a more in-depth explanation of these tools. But the easy, just way to simplify for customers, just give the nickname. So Mrs. Jones, the 3 knives that are in the medium, so it's just the Homemaker, 7 knives, 2 forks, and a spatula. And it's just got 3 more knives, but this is why it's so popular. These are really the customer recommended knives, okay? So of the incomplete line, these are the 3 that were picked as the most popular customer recommended. And you have the Hardy Slicer. Really, that's just a knife for the most aggressive things that you have to cut. Anything that's really aggressive, like think charcuterie, think tough sausage, think raw meat before you put it onto the grill. The mini chopper, we call it, the Sentoku is called the mini chopper. So that's really, it's a mini version of the French chef. So it's a mini dicing and chopping and mincing. And then the cheese knife, it's for cheese, obviously, but really anything that's sticky or starchy that would stick to the knife when you cut it. Like think of a potato. When you cut through a potato, it's sticky, it's wet, and it will stick to the knife. The cheese knife has the holes that lets it fall off. But easy, Mrs. Jones, it's got the aggressive knife, the mini chopper, and the knife for compressed foods. Okay, so one more quick review. You got the basic, the medium, and then the complete. The basic is 7 knives, 2 forks, and the spatula. It's the basic set, people who don't cook. And then the medium, it's it's a set for people who like to cook. By the way, it's the Homemaker set and just 3 more knives. Okay, and those 3 knives are the Hardy Slicer, the Sentoku, and the cheese knife. The nickname, the Hardy Slicer, really is for aggressive tools, aggressive cutting surface, or cutting things that you cut, rather, excuse me. The Sentoku is the mini chopper, and the cheese knife is for compressed food. Okay, so we'll stop there. Basic, small, don't cook, medium, just 3 more knives, and they're the nicknames. Okay. So as you're, maybe give a few seconds to take some notes. So basic, small, don't cook, okay, medium, like to cook, 3 more knives, that's all it is. And then the next step I give in dropping bombs is how we refer to these. Like, who are these sets for? There's the basic, the medium, and the complete, okay? The basic is for people who have to cook. The medium is for people who like to cook, and the complete is for people who love to cook or only want the best, okay? I'll say it again, have to cook, like to cook, and love to cook in that order. And then how do you explain the complete? Pretty simple. You've got the basic, one more review. Basic is 7 knives, 2 forks, and a spatula for people who have to cook. The medium, it's only 3 knives more, by the way. And this is if you like to cook, and the 3 knives are the customer recommended knives. The Hardy Slicer, Sentoku, and cheese knife is only 3 more knives, and you give the nicknames. The complete set is just the whole line. It's basically a food processor and a wood block. So it's just the complete line. We don't have to go through what comes in the complete specifically. In fact, that becomes overwhelming. All we have to do is let them know, well, it's just the complete line. It's like a food processor and a wood block. So one more final review. Number 1, we don't use homemaker, signature, and ultimate terms. It's basic, medium, and complete. They're softer, it's easier to hear, and it simplifies. The basic is 7 knives, 2 forks, and a spatula, and it's if you have to cook. The medium is only 3 more knives, and it's if you like to cook, and those 3 knives you have the nicknames for. And then the complete set, it's just everything. It's the complete line. It's more or less a food processor in a block. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a few seconds to screenshot this in a second, but this is what the normal closing looks like. Okay, you would start with the homemaker, and then you would drop down if they say no, and so forth and so forth. Okay, this middle part says we also have a homemaker set without table knives would be the 2 options you give. So it's a homemaker plus 8 and a basic. If you want to drop bombs, we don't offer that as the 2 options. We offer these 3 as the first options. Okay, so let me show you how this changes from this. We show them a homemaker plus 8 and a homemaker basic. Which would you prefer? To this, okay? And if you guys want to follow along. As I said earlier, our homemaker plus 8 is our most popular set. It's perfect for families that have to cook. It has 10 basic tools I explained earlier, 8 table knives, the wood block, and a sharpener for straight edges. We also have sets for families that like to cook and also love to cook. So let me show you those, and then you'll explain the differences. So if you were considering a set of Cutco, which would you prefer? The basic, show the picture, the medium, or the complete? And then whichever one they say, let's say Miss Karina is my customer, she says medium. Oh, great. The great thing is that it doesn't cost, and can you write down $4,000? You're going to cross that out? Yeah, it doesn't cost $4,000. In fact, it doesn't even cost as much as the wool stuff price of $3,435. So could you write down $3,435? Okay, cross it out. Okay, that medium set is only, you give the full price, paid in full, which includes shipping. But most of our customers take advantage of our 5-month interest-free easy pay option, which is only, and you give the payment plan today and includes tax. Okay, we also have a buy now bonus where, Miss Karina, if you buy that today, I can give you an entertainment pack or another pair of Super Shears for free. Okay, great. So, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask you, would you like to try the medium set today and get your free gifts? Smile, be quiet, and then you move on from there. Okay? So just one more quick review, and I'll do 2 live examples here. One more final review. We eliminate what the company calls them. It is basic, medium, and complete because it simplifies. Okay? The basic is 7 knives, 2 forks, and a spatula, very basic set if you don't cook at all. The medium is just 3 more knives, and you have the nicknames. Okay? And then the complete set for people that love to cook is just the complete line. Okay? And it's essentially a food processor and a block. And then all we're doing is showing them those 3 options before we give them a price. And the price we're giving them is the option that they see themselves using the most. Okay, so I have Karina here who is going to help me out.
Yeah.
Karina, are you on?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna do a live example here. Beautiful. Okay. So we're gonna get to the end. We're gonna do page 9 essentially of the presentation. So Miss Karina is my neighbor. Okay, Karina? Miss Karina, as I said earlier, our Homemaker Plus 8, it's our most popular set. Really, it's for people that have to cook. And it has our 10 basic tools that I explained earlier. 8 table knives, the wood block, and a sharpener for the straight edges.
Now,
okay. We also have 2 other sets,
just a bit, just so you know.
right here and right here. These are for people who like to cook and love to cook, okay? So this is the one, for example, if you like to cook, it's called the Signature. And all it is, it's the Homemaker that I just showed you, the basic. plus 3 more tools. And the 3 tools are actually the customer recommended knives, the most popular customer recommended knives. You've got this one right here I'm pointing to. It's the Hardy Slicer for aggressive cuts. The Santoku is a mini version of the French Chef. It's a mini chopper. And then we have the cheese knife for obviously cheese, but it's also good for really compressed foods. Like anything wet that you cut would stick to the knife, like a potato. On the inside, it's wet and sticky. That's what that's for. So really from here to here, this is the homemaker. And then it's plus 3. That's all it is. Okay. And it has 10 table knives instead of 8. Okay. And then we have the set for people that love to cook or they just want to have the best on their counter. And that's the complete set. And that's just the complete line, as you can see. It's more or less a food processor and a wood block. Okay. If you were considering a set of Cutco, right? So we have the have to cook, like to cook, and love to cook. Which of the 3 do you think you'd prefer? The basic, the medium, or the complete?
I think the complete. I love cooking.
You do? Okay, great. That's a great choice. The great thing is that it doesn't cost. And do you have your pen and paper ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you write down $4,000 for me?
Okay.
Okay. I want you to cross it out. Okay. Doesn't even cost $4,000. In fact, it doesn't even cost as much as our competition that I showed you earlier, the Wusthof, which goes for $3,435. So can you write down $3,435 and cross it out?
Okay.
Okay. So just so you know, the complete set is only blank, paid in full. Can you write that down?
Okay.
Which includes shipping, but most of our customers, they take advantage of our 5-month interest-free easy pay option, which is only, ready? So you can cross that out. Here's the new number, blank, today, and that includes tax. Yeah, isn't that awesome? Yeah. And we also have a buy now bonus where if you buy now, I can give you the entertainment pack.
You could see the screen still, right? Thumbs up. Okay, I just want to make sure.
With all the gadgets or another pair of super shoes for free. So Miss Karina, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask you, would you like to try the complete set today and then get your free gifts? What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, congratulations. You can live your Cutco. Actually, before you write that up, I have to at least show you the accessories. That's part of my presentation. Okay, so we're going to stop there. So ladies and gentlemen, that's more or less how to drop bombs. Sounds good?
So go ahead in your chat. Go ahead and in the WhatsApp chat, what were your biggest takeaways from watching that? So after you got a chance to see what Mr. Gimbo is talking about here, what were your biggest takeaways and observations of how to drop bombs? What showed up for you? What'd you like? What stood out to you? Telling customers to cross the price out. Good. Personal confidence, the basic, medium, and complete. So the lingo. Good. Good. So that's the dropping bombs workshop. Now, another way to drop bombs too is by showing the gifts and accessories, okay? The gifts and accessories is another way for you to help add on and create larger orders. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and show you how I also like to drop bombs too. So on your customer's site, if you scroll down to the bottom, and you'll see here, cookware, flatware, and accessories. Another way to add on to make larger orders is you add on extra table knives. You could do a buy 3, get 1 free on extra table knives. So they could buy a Homemaker plus 20. A Homemaker plus 20 would be the 8 that come in the block, and then the other 12 that go in the drawer. So especially if they don't cook that much, but they entertain, we sell those all the time. The extra gadgets, those are easy ways to add on. Extra cheese knives. My wife and I, we have 2. We have the traditional cheese knife, and then we have the mini cheese knife. Those are great. My mother-in-law has all 3 of these. She loves to cut the cheese. She's an expert at cutting the cheese. Thank you, Hannah. I appreciate that. All right. So we got the Cutco Forever flatware. This is an easy way to add on is the Forever Flatware. It's super elegant. It's tough enough for everyday use. And it's also, it's always going to match. They're never going to save the pattern. They're never going to change the pattern rather. So it's going to be tough enough for everyday use, 1810 surgical grade steel. And it's amazing. And it also looks great, you know, when you have like fine china laid out on the dinner table. We also have the Cutco pots and pans. This is waterless, greaseless cookware. Waterless, greaseless cookware. And this gentleman would play, he plays a video. You could watch this video in your own time. And he is a Cutco sales professional, and he will explain the features and benefits of the pots and pans. So if you have a customer in the market for pots and pans, we have all high quality cookware available for customers to buy. They're very, very high quality. They're a 5-ply construction, surgical grade steel, T304 surgical grade on the inside outside with a 3-layer core aluminum on the inside. They're very, very high quality, very durable, dishwasher safe, guaranteed forever. And we say you have a whole Cutco kitchen. So you could do the knives, you could do the pots and pans, and you could do the forks and spoons. And that's called the Cutco kitchen. We have some amazing friends and family specials on the Cutco kitchen. How do you find those amazing friends and family specials? Maybe I'll show you here in a second. We also have the garden tools. That's a way to add on. The garden tools, American made, guaranteed forever. How else can you build these orders? Are the gift sets. Now, this is where we had Ashley Pekin. She had a customer place an order for 40 of these gift sets. So she bought 40 of, which one did she buy? The Super Shear Spatula Spreader one, this one, the Shear Favorites. She bought 40 of them. So that order was about like $5,000. One sale. Would you guys like to have a $5,000 sale? Here's how this works. The customer owns a business. So what Ashley told her is she can get every item engraved with made especially for so-and-so, and she custom engraved them. And she got an engraving made especially for so-and-so on every one of those spatula spreaders in this and the Super Shears. And the sale that she was able to make, and Ashley said, do you ever give gifts to your employees or to your staff or to your clients? The customer said, yes. That one question, do you ever give gifts to your staff or your employees or your clients? The customer said, yes. She says, great. Well, instead of spending money on something that's consumable, a lot of our customers like to spend money on Cutco because it lasts, it's meaningful, and it's used. And I'll repeat that for you. It lasts, it's meaningful, and it's used. See, a consumable is like a bottle of wine, a fruit basket, flowers, right? The edible arrangements, stuff like that. They're consumables. What's the point of giving a gift? Something that's memorable, lasts, and it's used often. So every time they use it, they think about the person that gave it to them. Well, what's cool about Cutco is you get them engraved Cutco Super Shears, Cutco Spatula Spreader, any of the Cutco items. Every time they use it, they're going to think of you. It's guaranteed forever, so it lasts, and it's memorable because you could get it engraved. And Ashley's customer was like, I dig it. So Ashley said, what's your budget for gifts? They're going to spend the money on bottles of wine and other stuff anyway. And the customer's budget was $5,000. She says, great, let's go shopping. And it's a tax deduction and it's a business expense. So if you happen to be with somebody who does that, that could be a great way to add more to your orders. So those are that's the final segment of the dropping bombs section of training. So if anything that any of that landed for you, if you like any of that, if you had a light bulb there, go and post it into the WhatsApp chat. And that's the dropping bombs.